This ain't entertainment. This is a move. This is prophecy with a pulse. A soundtrack for the remnant. We don't just make music. We speak fire from the corners of the city to the gates of the kingdom. From survival to revival, from chemo chairs to dry bones rising. Guerrillas Radio ain't just about beats. It's about power. Power to heal. Power to rise. Power to remember who we really are. We're street bred, spirit led, anointed with the oil of war and peace. We don't fold. We don't flinch. We go gangster on fear. We go holy on sickness. We go full of flames for the people of Yah. So if you're tired of dead religion, if you're done with fake healing, if your soul been searching for the real sound of heaven, you just tapped in. This is your Rellis. And this is the sound of faith on fire.
Out of her, my people, set yourself apart, 'cause you ain't moving with a divided heart. Set yourself apart. They'll show up holy when you play your part. Come out from among them. He said, I'll walk with you, I'll talk with you. Be mine, be clean, be marked. Set yourself apart. You got gold in your soul, but you rockin' with rust, mixing sacred with the strange. That ain't trust. He said, be holy, not halfway clean. No double-minded kings in the Elohim's team. You've been grafted, chosen, his name on your chest, but you still got Egypt breathing under your vest. He's calling, come higher, step out of the dark, sanctify the inside, not just the art. He split seas, dropped plagues, fed bread from skies, walked through fire, shut mouths, heard every cry. But he won't dwell in a temple built on lies. He waits for the set apart, purified lives. He said, I'll dwell with you if you tear down the idols, make room in your heart, an outpour like revival, not just talk. He's the flame and the spark, but he's holy, so set yourself apart. Come out of her, my people, touch no unclean thing, then I will receive you. You shall be my sons and daughters. This ain't about fringes and outward laws. It's your motives, your desires, what makes you pause. Can he trust you when the lights go dim? Will you still worship when it don't feel like him? Set apart ain't a look, it's a war cry choice. It's obeying the whisper when you can raise your voice. Being holy in the unseen, in your secret part. It's that real covenant set apart from the heart. Set yourself apart, 'cause you ain't moving with a divided heart. Set yourself apart. He'll show up holy when you play your part. Come out from among them. He said, I'll walk with you, I'll talk with you. Be mine, be clean, be marked. Set yourself apart.
Leviticus 20:26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. 2 Corinthians 6:17-18. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you.
Shabbat Shalom, Shalom, brothers. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. My name's Mike. Shalom, Sister Pinky D. Sister Padia, Brother Dave, and Sister Anita. I'm glad you all came in today. You know, we're talking about this this growth, this darkness. And when I was looking over this information, when I was overlooking, you know, just looking at a lot of different things, and I come to realize, man, you know, I always knew it, but never talked about it. You know, in the Most High, you know, Matthew chapter 24, and I tell you, that's like live and in motion in real time. Now, the things that he says, Yahushua says, that's going to be happening. You know, granted, there are going to be some things that's going to happen here globally. It's just not, these signs and things, they're not going to be just in one particular place. It's going to be global, to which it is. I have some videos about these volcanoes. They said, I believe, how many volcanoes went off in the last 3 weeks? I forgot how many it was. I mean, I got the video, but we're going to look at that too. And not only just the video, we're also going to discuss this. What else did he was saying that in chapter 24, how they're going to be handing people over to the authorities, and some will kill you. Brother, if y'all only knew what's really going on, or seeing, matter of fact, shalom, shalom, Brother Earl. I'm glad you came in today. Shabbat shalom, rather. Do you all remember the video I showed you of CNN? And they were showing that the sister, they got shot in the back, and they zoomed in on the bullet hole, and they said that she was like 3 months pregnant. And there was a girl in the background saying, "Mama, mama." That was her sister. That was her baby sister. The mother that got hit. Now I know the baby, the younger girl, because what I did, I said, man, this area looks so familiar. And I seen a tall building, and I went in there looking for an apartment. But the little girl is the one that I knew, and that was her sister. Instead of her being, they said 3 months, she was 4 months pregnant. And so when they was trying to, trying to wake up, and then at the same time they was trying to get her and take her away, when they seen that, that's when they started shooting more. So that's when her sister got shot in the arm. What is this? Shalom, shalom, baby. I mean, I could be wrecking up your name, but I'm sorry. I'm just breaking it down. Shalom, shalom. But and the sad thing of what's going on there, now the little young sister, she's still in the hospital. Come to find out, she cannot get released. The hospital is serving as a jail until the police come and interview her first. And then so Hydia went to go visit her because she lived in the same neighborhood. Yeah, she used to come by the house and everything. The little girl, she served, she's like a Uber Eats. She just take food to different people and things of that nature. That's all she do. Walk around and drop food off. So she was telling Hydia, and Hydia did not know there was another sister that lived in her neighborhood in the hospital. And the sister was saying they just bust in her house, her family house, and they start just, beating her. She's 20. This sister is 23 years old. So they was beating this sister. And then they essayed the sister. All three of them. Hydia went over there and go talk to the sister. She said she's messed up. She's messed up. All of these things, brother. This is what I'm talking about. This gross darkness, and then how some darkness will be on some people, and how we separating ourselves will be in, having the Most High's light upon us. These people will come to understand who we are, but we got to be different. Because I tell you, Satan he's on a rampage. He's on it. And what they did to the sister, good night. It's ridiculous. They opened up a door and gave them any type of demonic power that they want. They got it and they're using it. And so now, the 9th of December, they're saying it's going to be worse than the first time. Now, this sounds like somebody's planning this stuff. That's what it sounds like to me. That somebody's really truthfully orchestrating all of this terror that's going on. Now, granted, we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that. Seeing what's going on here, because all of these things will be happening on a global scale. You may have this over here and that over there. I think we just are at the beginning of it. I seriously believe that. Shalom, shalom, Sister Pinky D. Sister Pinky D. Sister Van P. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, sis. But that's just my line of thought. When they started, and because going back to the sister who got shot in the back, and then because Hydia was saying something, I was like, wait a minute. And so I started describing the sister in the video. And she said, yeah. And she got shot on and Hydia knew everything. She said, yeah, she got shot on the so-and-so and everything. I was like, and I said, she said, Mama, she said, that's her sister. Because, her older sister is 48. She's 23. So, I mean, when you there in their culture, if you there and you acting mother-like, they call you mother. And so, like I said, when they got ready to pick her up and remove her, they started letting loose bullets. And that's when the younger sister got shot. So Hydia went to go pay her hospital bill. I'm going to tell you something, brothers. When the scripture say, love will grow cold, listen to me when I say this. That doctor would not remove that bullet unless he was paid $200. And let me tell you, oh man, Hydia wanted to take a picture of it. But they wouldn't allow her to take a picture of it. Because her arm, she said it was smelling. And then it started to turn green. And we all know gangrene. And they wanted $200. The sister is not working. They just took out her sister, her older sister, who was working. And I'm like, you got to be joking me. And so, I'm out here doing my thing doing sites. I send Hydia some money. She went up and paid the bill. And the day that she thinks she about to walk out the hospital, they tell her now she got to stay here. And Hydia was like, why? She's under police surveillance or something like that. That's what they say. And so until the police speak with her, she can't go nowhere. She locked up in the hospital. That's where she's at right now. If you want to talk about some shady and flaky things, brothers, the devil is on. I'm telling you, he's on a march. Shalom, shalom, Brother Kenneth. Shabbat shalom, brother. But this is what we're seeing. These are the things we're witnessing. And the Most High said these things are going to happen. You know, I was just talking to a brother today, and he's saying, the what was matter of fact, let me just do it this way. That the child birth rate of Black people has dropped dramatically. I said, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that. He said, bro, why is nobody talking about it? I said, well, one, if you're drinking water, you got fluoride in that water. Fluoride is not good for your period off the top. So we was talking about that, and I said, man, but Most High, he been telling us, get out, make some changes. We got ourselves hemmed up. I'm not gonna say we stuck, but we have gotten ourselves hemmed up. Brother Mike, you have 2 lives going. I got 2 lives going. What you talking about? I got 2 lives. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hi. You said I got 2 lives. Hold on. Oh, I ain't even recognize that. I surely do. This is something new they started. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out. Let me see something. Shoot. Ain't that something? I'm trying to figure out how to close it. Duh. Well, I don't know. I had to look at that. 2 lives. I don't even know. They said something about something new. I don't too much read the new stuff. I just think that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's just something, that's just my take on it. But evidently I need to go back and look at it and read it and see what's going on with it. But I'm glad you said that, Sister Van P. I'm gonna take a look at it now. It's been 2. For real, that long? Yeah, I gotta go look at that. Hold on, let me just see something. Let me see. Let's just do it this way. Let me see something. What do you see now? I think I took one. I'm out. I could be wrong. But until then, I tell you what we're going to do now. Now we have the situation what's going on with people, and we already know the situation what's going on here. If it ain't, you got this thing with the political stuff. They're messing with. I'm gonna just say you use this word, Black people's employment. Yeah, they digging in now, brothers. They digging in. Do you hear echo or something, Brother Dave? Wait a minute. No, my phone is not on. Let me see. Let me see something. Hold on. Nope. All right. No echo. Well, wait a minute. No, that's right. Well, I'm right now. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit longer to figure out what's going on with it. Well, I have 2. I got one page open on my end. I have to go back and look at it. All righty. But like I was saying, we see what's happening from a human standpoint. We're seeing what people is doing. We know what we got to do and what we must do. We know these things. But this gross darkness, brothers, was it Isaiah chapter 60? It speaks of that. And you're starting to see people who they're getting down in a way we're not accustomed to. And then we leave Isaiah 60 and you jump over to Matthew 24, and it said the love will grow cold. Bruh, that love is like, it's cold, all right. When a man says he wants $200 to take a bullet out, $200 to take a bullet out, and this young sister almost lost her arm because her arm started dying, because he left the bullet in there, and he wouldn't remove it until he got the money. So I sent Eddie some money, and she went and paid it. But they not moved. She said everything now is expensive there. That's what they're saying. Everything is expensive. The political opposition there, they got him locked up, and they trying to put treason on him. This is Satan's system. This is that Islamic Christian fighting thing that's going on. That's what's happening, and it's starting to take off. It got a little. They put some gas into it. Somebody put some gas, on the wood. Now they got things set ablaze. They got it set ablaze. This is a sad predicament. Although the Most High said these things are going to happen. Who would have thought all of this be going on at one time? That's the thing. That's the thing that can be overwhelming to some individuals. And it seems like it's going to really truthfully be overwhelming for the vast majority of people. That's what it appears to be. And we're just talking about how people nowadays are acting, how they getting down, what they're doing. You don't have to sit down now to write a murder mystery. All you got to do is, hey, step out the front door. Look at the news. There go your whole movie. There's your whole book. It's just set on reality. Now, this, better yet, I'm now, let me do this. Well, you know what? Now, before we step over there, let me do this here. Of the stuff that's going on locally, and we got the international. Now we have this going on. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Hold on.
To some breaking news out of the U.S. now, where President Donald Trump has just announced the closure of the airspace above Venezuela. Let's bring in Rosalind Jordan, joining us from Washington, D.C. He's announced this in a Truth Social post. Rosalind, tell us what he said and what all this means.
Essentially, the post from the U.S. President Donald Trump says that this is a warning to airlines, to pilots, I assume both commercial and general aviation, drug dealers and human traffickers, that the U.S. is declaring the airspace over Venezuela. Of course, the U.S. is not in control of Venezuela, but the U.S. is considering the airspace closed until further notice. It does not say exactly how the U.S. is going to enforce this. What we have seen, but perhaps most famously in the case of the closure of the airspace over Iraq in the from the 1980s on until the wars that began in 2003, was that the U.S. military was charged with patrolling the airspace around the Iraqi borders in order to prevent any air traffic from crossing or going in and out of that country. We do not know if that is going to be the case here with the United States. It had been reported on Friday by the New York Times that late in the week of November 21st, a little more than a week ago, the U.S. president apparently had an unreported phone call with Nicolas Maduro, the Venezuelan president, where it seemed, according to those who were sourcing the story, the two men were talking about perhaps having a face-to-face meeting here in the United States and were perhaps discussing ways to try to reduce tensions between the two countries. The U.S., as our viewers know, has been very angry with Venezuela. It blames Venezuela not just for fueling what the U.S. calls an unprecedented migration crisis, but also by fueling the fentanyl addiction crisis here in the United States by efforting the trafficking of that illegal substance into the U.S. territory and resulting in the addiction and deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans. The U.S.
Now, that sounds kind of crazy to me. In the 80s, who brought cocaine in? United States. They did that. Now they complain talking about fentanyl. You know why they complaining now about fentanyl? It ain't us that's using that stuff primarily. Yeah. Now they concerned. But this is that what the scripture say? The Most High said the reversing of curses. This is what this is. Oh, they're feeling it now. This is a reversal. They go find any and everything to complain about, talking about their illegal migration. Well, when your country leaves a door open, the front and the back door open for you to walk in, it's no legal. It's no longer illegal. And especially when the same government was paying to keep them housed and food and clothed and everything else. What's illegal? What is absolutely illegal that they did besides looking for a better way of life? The United States geeked itself up like that. Hey, the land of milk and honey. Oh, I'm sorry, not milk and honey. The brave and bold. You can go there and make a lot of money. And that's how they, portrayed themselves. Now you have a situation here. But what I'm looking at is this, brothers. I'm seeing a person starting a whole lot of fights. That's all I'm seeing. Starting a whole lot of fights and bragging at the same time as if you got it together. I don't see anything together. And especially what's going on. Now he's attacking the, like I said, Black people income. What they say, the unemployment rate for Black people is like 7 point something. They know what they're doing. But at the same time, what? This country has the attention of the Most High. That's what it got. And they about to get dealt a blow. Because if you go back into Matthew chapter 24, and then Yahushua, he went down the line. You see all the kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. We seeing that in real time. Then he goes on down. He talked about brothers going to betray brothers and things of that nature. You go on down. He said, but don't be terrified because the end is not yet. But then it went right a little bit below that, and they said, but your deliverance is getting near. So you got to be delivered first, scripturally speaking, then Armageddon. So we all know that, hey, this greater exodus, and if you're looking at scriptures, Matthew 24, some of in Jeremiah, then you have Luke 21. You had a lot of scriptures. That's what we're standing at right now. It would appear that I just say government. Because truthfully, brothers, they all working together. I mean, I'm not going to fall for this thing. And it is sad that our people that sleep, that they do not really understand that. And then for the ones that may be woke, they satisfied with the way of life as it is. One, they go base it upon what? Money and possessions. Hey, and in their eyes, nothing is broke. There's nothing wrong with the system because they're speaking from their flesh and from their stance. Now, you do have some that is well off, and they understand. Oh, no. They say, no, the system, no, it's not good. But then we fall back to what Yahushua said. It's going to be a difficult thing with people that has money to enter into the kingdom. This is the reason why you do not see a lot of us that may be in the sports, music, movies, entertainment, that is, speaking up when something went wrong. And for those that did do it, hey, yeah, we seen what happened to them. What's the name? Calvin, what's that dude's name? He was a football player. He spoke up. And then the system showed exactly how they get down. They affected his money. It's their money anyway. They affected that man's money. What? I mean, let's go with P. Diddy. That nonsense was not all about no him beating up somebody in a hotel. That was because he came against a Rev 2939 person who owed him some money on a business deal that was dealing with some alcohol sales. So the Rev 29 got their minds together, put up every dirt that they can find. And brothers and sisters, look at the history of musicians and how when they buck up against their system, they bring in everything. If you slipped up and tripped 10 years ago, they're gonna have a video of that. The situation when it came to Prince, well, they couldn't too much do with nothing with Prince because everybody knew Prince. Prince was just, he was who he was, and he got down the way he got down. Everybody knew it. Because truthfully, they could not mess with Prince because they couldn't find nothing on this man for the world to start gossiping about him. But Michael, man, please. Mike and a whole lot more. Bill Cosby. Anybody that bulked up against the system got dealt with. But these are the things that's happening in the last days. The Most High is trying to wake his people up, like what Yahushua said it. It's going to be a difficult thing with people with money to enter into the kingdom. And this is what we are standing right now. We are literally witnessing that prophecy. That's what we're doing. We can go international and look at some other thing that's going on, and then we can break it down to local. But when it's all over said and done, it's still going to end up being Isaiah chapter 60. Gross darkness. What was that, Revelation? I know it's in Revelation, 3 days of darkness. Brothers, we're about to get bombarded with a great deal of trouble. That's what we're about to see. It's going to be trouble over here, trouble over there. But Yahushua said, those that endure to the end are the ones that will be saved. That's what he said. And then on the top of, now, outside of what's going on here or what has happened here. Now, this is the thing, brothers. I think this is I think that this is the worst eruption ever. I mean, I could be wrong, at least from what I've seen. Let me get it prepped. Wrong thing. Let's go here. There we go.
Ethiopia's Haile Gubi volcano has erupted for the first time in recorded history. It's ought to be nearly 12,000 years since it last erupted.
The earth-breathing, ancient and alive in a surge of fiery motion, 5 volcanoes erupted across the world within just 72 hours.
Now, some Indian airlines have cancelled flights because of massive ash plumes from an Ethiopian volcano.
A volcano in Ethiopia just exploded after 12,000 years of absolute silence. And the blast was so violent, it launched ash across continents like it was firing a geological warning shot at the world. One moment, Haile Gubi was a harmless ancient mountain nobody paid attention to. The next, it woke up with the fury of a planet that's been holding a grudge since the Stone Age. A 14-kilometer ash plume shot into the sky, so massive NASA satellites immediately locked onto it. And then the ash kept traveling over Yemen, over Oman.
If you can't quit the P word, I want to let you know that scripture tells us that successful
across Pakistan, straight into India, where flights were suddenly grounded because of a volcano that erupted thousands of miles away. Yes, Africa sneezed, and Asia caught a cold. This wasn't just an eruption. This was Earth switching its do not disturb sign to try me. And that brings us to the first wild truth behind this event. Haile Gubi last erupted when humanity was still figuring out how to hunt without getting eaten. That was about 12,000 years ago, long before writing, agriculture, or anyone arguing with strangers online. In other words, this eruption is the first one any living human has ever witnessed. And when it finally woke up, it didn't just clear its throat. It blasted a skyscraper-tall tower of ash deep into the stratosphere, so high it looked like Earth had launched a volcanic missile. But while that's jaw-dropping, the after effects are even crazier, because this ash did not politely stay within Ethiopia's borders. It went global, literally. That ash cloud drifted across multiple countries before rolling into Delhi, a city whose air already has enough problems without volcanic seasoning. Pilots were warned to avoid the area like it was a no-fly zone built out of sandpaper. Ash can shred jet engines, block visibility, and turn million-dollar aircraft into oversized paperweights. Air India cancelled flights. Akasa Air suspended Middle East routes. Aviation authorities scrambled, all because a volcano in East Africa decided it was time for a comeback. The idea that a volcanic sneeze in Ethiopia can shut down airports in Asia feels absurd until you look at where this volcano actually sits. And that's where things get truly wild. Haile Gubi lies inside the Afar Depression, one of the most geologically ferocious zones on Earth. This is where the African plate and Arabian plate are ripping apart like they're dividing assets in a continental divorce. And that slow, unstoppable tearing creates perfect pathways for magma to rise to the surface. Scientists monitor this region like it's a reality show. Earth's crust stretching, lava chambers filling, volcanoes popping off. It's messy, dramatic, and always active. And normally, a volcano in this region behaves a certain way. But Haile Gubi didn't get the memo. This volcano is a shield volcano, the chill, introverted type. Usually, it just oozes lava slowly, quietly, politely.
This narrator, I tell you, he kind of had me laughing a little bit. It said Africa sneeze and Asia caught, I forgot the country, but it said Asia or Japan, one of them caught a cold. But these are the things that we supposed to be seeing. You know, I mean, Yahushua said earthquakes in one place after another. But now the question is this. I've been seeing the news. This volcano erupted. Then I went and tried to, I put in and said, about how many volcanoes truthfully erupted in the last week. So I found the video. And things are happening the way the Most High said these things are going to happen. Hold down. Man, good night, dude. Okay, hold on just a moment, bro.
Of just 3 weeks, Ethiopia's Haile Gubi volcano sent ash clouds stretching all the way to East Asia. Indonesia's Mount Siamaru joined the surge. Kilauea roared back to life in Hawaii. Russia, Colombia, and Mexico followed suit. This is not random. When volcanic activity clusters like this across the globe, it signals something bigger building beneath the surface. The timing coincides perfectly with intense solar activity that bombarded Earth's magnetic field just weeks before these eruptions began. What you are witnessing is a rare planetary-scale geological event. The connection between solar storms and volcanic activity is not science fiction. It is a mechanism that scientists are actively studying. Today, we will examine the evidence behind this surge and what it means for regions sitting on active volcanic zones. The numbers tell the story. On November 23rd, Ethiopia's Haile Gubi volcano erupted with such force that satellite imagery tracked its ash plume across the Red Sea and into East Asian airspace. This represents one of the most significant Ethiopian volcanic events in recorded history, with ash reaching altitudes of 15 kilometers above sea level. Within days, Indonesia's Mount Siamaru began showing increased seismic activity, followed by explosive eruptions that forced evacuations across multiple villages. The Indonesian Center for Volcanology recorded over 200 volcanic earthquakes in a 48-hour period, a pattern typically seen only during major eruptive phases. Hawaii's Kilauea, which had been relatively quiet since its last major activity cycle, suddenly reactivated, with lava fountains reaching heights not seen since 2018. This time, The eruption characteristics differ significantly from previous patterns. The lava chemistry shows higher gas content, suggesting deeper magma chamber involvement. Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula saw simultaneous activity from two separate volcanic systems. The Shivaluk volcano produced pyroclastic flows, while Karimsky volcano maintained steady explosive activity. For context, having multiple volcanoes active at the same time in this region occurs roughly once every decade. Colombia's Nevado del Ruiz elevated its alert status to orange after detecting increased seismic activity and gas emissions. Mexican authorities raised similar concerns about Popocatépetl, which began producing ash columns visible from Mexico City. The statistical analysis reveals the extraordinary nature of this clustering. Volcanic monitoring stations operate continuously across these regions, feeding data to the Global Volcanism Program. Their records show that having 6 major volcanic systems active simultaneously across different continents typically occurs once every 50 to 100 years. Historical geological records support this rarity. The last comparable global volcanic surge occurred in the 1960s.
Now, but my question is this. Now, do you all believe that this is just happening just to be happening? That's the thing. And I know they got to be this world, not just the nation, this world. Got to have some, they got to be concerned with something because they seeing a whole lot of stuff that's happening. Now, for the so-called Christians, they should be really on point because, hey, everything that Yahushua said that was going to be happening, it's happening. Everything. So now, what do? We sit right here and we like, all righty, everything is taking place the way it said. You know, the only thing that has not happened right now, brothers, is the Exodus. We are in dark times. Now, do they have to get darker? Maybe. But that remains to be seen. But everything else, when it comes to disasters, and I can't say natural disasters because it's not natural. This is something the Most High is causing. And he's letting the world know that's him that's doing it. We go back to Genesis 15. He told Abraham, after my people has been in captivity for 400 years, I'm going to judge that nation. And he can't. The Most High came in with a stump. Because C-19, had the world on lock. Had people in fear. Everybody walking around with a self-made mask on. At one time, they were saying, hey, no, you don't have to wear no mask. And a week later, people walking around here with masks on and everything. Y'all remember that. Oh, you got to get this here. You got to get that there. And the thing that's going to sell the fear, the thing that sold the fear was this. African Americans, you are more susceptible of getting this and things of that nature. They had, brother, please. Do we need to go down the money lane? When they stated that, it made money. When they stated whoever was dying from it, they were looking for, making sure they got the, that black face. This is about money and fear. Money and fear. That's what it was about. And it still is. Because now what they're talking about? They're talking about a new one that's supposed to be coming out. Brother, they talk about these things as if they dropped a whole new album. And they're giving you the year. This is what they're talking about. They're telling you what, who was this? When I was in Africa, and this when South Africa had a conference in Tanzania, in Dar, and it was in the same hotel I was staying in. So Yacob, me and him was together. Yacob came to the hotel. He was staying at a different hotel. So me and Yacob, you know, we got us something to eat at the hotel, and we was on the 9th floor. That's what the bar restaurant is at. And that's where all of these doctors that came from South Africa with the UN, wait a minute, hold on. It was UN and it was somebody else. World Health Organization. WHO, that's what it was. Had all of their trucks lined up on the street. So we didn't know who the people was and everything until we went downstairs. Yacob was like, wait a minute, man. This is the World Health Organization. What's going on? Yacob is nosy. So we went back up there. Yacob just started talking to him, asking what was going on. And they said they was doing something like a survey for the next major outbreak. I said, you're doing a survey for the next major outbreak. This is how Satan's system thinks, brothers. This is how his system thinks. And I'm like, well, dadgummit, man. I mean, y'all getting down like that? And don't get me wrong now. Arrogance was, arrogance filled the room. Arrogance, these doctors, oh yeah, they had air about themselves. Let's not get it twisted or misunderstood. They had it. But they were literally sitting there on their computers doing a survey, and it said the next one's supposed to hit there in Tanzania. The next major outbreak. Who sits around and orchestrate that stuff? Somebody is literally sitting there and making this stuff up. And then go out there and put it in. Now, this is the thing. For you brothers, I'm quite sure Brother Dave's seen it. What's this movie? Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible. One of their movies, well, majority of his movie was dealing with some biological, disease or something. But these people put this stuff in movies. And so this last movie, well, I ain't gonna say the last one, not the last one. One of the movies, early movies, was dealing with a biochemical. And then all they needed to do is just drop it in one of the major cities where there's a heavy population. The guy said he's going to make billions of dollars because he had the antidote. That's not the only movie that they had out there like that. But this is the world. This is their mindset. They're letting you know, hey, this is how we get down. This is how they get paid. Yeah, they're going to find somebody to blame. They're going to find someone to blame. But this is absolutely demonic. Absolutely demonic. You sit there and you make a movie, and then you tell the world about means of entertainment. This is how we do. And then do not let a person come and say, I got a cure for it. And trust and believe, you got a cure for it. They already got the bounty hunter looking for you. The bounty hunter. Shalom, shalom, Brother Robert. This is what they have, brothers. And it's sad. But we had to see it. Israel, we had to see these days. The Most High wanted us to see this. This is what it looks like when you walk away from me. This is what the Most High is showing us and teaching us. This is how it feels when my laws are not put in place. This is what it looks like when my laws are not in your heart. And we, brothers, we are the living example of what not to do. The world's still in la la land. The world is still in la la land. They being occupied by other things. We're the ones that's woke. We're the ones who've been feeling this. What are the woe? The woes. When Yahushua said, "Woe to those that does not keep my Father's law," he was not talking about the world. He was talking about Israel. We was up under a woe and knocked out sleep all at the same time. We didn't have a clue what was going on. But that woe came upon us. Whether we was woke or not, that woe came upon us. Brother, please. Now we woke. Now we woke. And we got to do things in order to maintain this wokeness. We got to. Faith without works are dead. We got to start taking these laws and putting them in action and living according to what Yah said we should be doing. We have that experience now. No, like I said, brother, y'all hear me going back and forth on this here all the time. None of Israel ever had the experience we got. They never went into captivity not knowing who they were. We're the only people that has that experience. And we woke up, like I said, we made a U-turn for Israel. That's what we did. We are those ones that made that U-turn for Israel. And we're the ones that's on that path back to the Most High's laws. And like I said, never before in history have you seen anything of the kind of, I'm going to just use the word, black people waking up to a reality as to who they are. Never before. The first time in history, and the world got pissed. We woke up, so did the last days. The last day we woke up, bam, last days. Last days started with this awakening. Earthquakes, volcano activity, all of this stuff started taking place. Like I said, the first thing was what was it called? C-19. That was the one that got the world's attention. Everything else, then you got the Ukraine war started. They got it. What else? Then that thing that got popped off over there in Pakistan, Israel, little, I don't know what you want to call that, a bicycle helicopter, I don't know. That got popped off. But everything took place with this awakening. Well, I would say under the banner of this awakening. Now that you have the world trying to get rid of our history. Shabbat shalom, Sister Zenobia. The world, no, I ain't gonna say the world. Well, I ain't gonna say the world, I'm gonna say here. They're trying to get rid of our history. We claim slavery. We did. Because it's in the scriptures. We claimed it. I mean, what we gonna do? Unclaim yourself as a slave? And you know where you came from? But when the scriptures come and say, hey, this is the reason why you're in captivity, all of it makes a whole lot more sense now. And you claimed it. We claimed it. When you start claiming things, you start gaining strength. The world's starting to understand it now. The more you claim who you are, you literally get strength. Period. That's a blessing. That is that blessing, the power of the tongue in action, brothers. That's that power of the tongue in action. You claiming, you know exactly who you are. And all you're doing is shooting them down. They losing their grip. That right there is the power, a prime example, the power of the tongue. And you're seeing brothers across the board talking about it. You see sisters across the board talking about it, not just here in the United States. They're doing it also in Africa, South America, or in the European lands. The Most High is waking his people up. And they speaking as to who they are. That is an absolute power that the world right now, right as we speak, is trying to figure out how in the world can we shut these people up. Well, they're going to try something, but it's not going to work because the power is too strong. They discombobulated. They themselves are discombobulated. The more we keep on telling people who we are, yeah, you go get into some arguments and things of that nature, and especially with those who are closely related to you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But know one thing: the more you continue to say to yourself, even if it's to yourself, to who you are with this awakening, that's a power. That is an absolute power. And you have the Most High who will back it, because you didn't wake up on your own. The Most High woke you up, woke us up rather. That's what he did. We have all of these things that's happening now. All of this stuff. Wait a minute. I had another one. What do I do with it? Hold on just for a moment. Let me look at something. I want to make sure this is the... All right, well. All right, I pretty much talked about that one, so I'll make sure on that video. But this is where we stand. We're going to get to the point, brothers, it's going to happen, because we're going to continue to see volcanoes, and there was some seismic activity with the Mandrick fault line. Yeah, and it stretched all the way through Arkansas. It was, I think this happened like last week. See, a few weeks ago, I was talking about how the Most High is shaking things up. Everything is shaking all right. It's just like you dropped a bottle of Sprite or Coke with the cap on it, then the cap busted off because of this pressure. Eventually, brothers, everything is going to pop. One day it's going to be here. One day it's going to be that. The next day it's going to be that. The next day it's going to be that. And brother, you're talking about, let's just say you have a major earthquake. Then you come back with another major volcano eruption. All of this stuff is going to happen all at one time. And then at the same time, you're still going to have nation fighting against nation. All of this all at the same time. Shake, rattle, and roll. That's what's about to happen, Sister Zenobia. The world is letting you know. This volcano in Ethiopia, it's talking about 12,000 years. I mean, that's what they say now. I don't know. And brothers, and let's bring this home. Let's bring this home to what we call home. Put it that way. Yellowstone Mountain. It's not all. It's not. That's the one. Yeah. That it could split the United States up. That's that one. Now, what was it? About a month ago, the animals, they felt something wasn't right, and those animals started making tracks. They got out of danger. What is it that the animals was leaving, brothers? What are they saying? But yet and still. Now, the animals left. Now, where they went to, I don't know, but they left the danger. What happened with human beings, though? Human beings, a day, 2 or 3 days, a week, a month to go by, they right back in the same old groove. As if ain't nothing going to happen. If I'm seeing some animals leave a particular part of the world, and I live in that particular part, trust and believe, I'm gone too. I'm gone. Because they got that sense. It's us. Well, I ain't gonna say us. I'm gonna say them. They get lax. They look at it, ain't nothing happened. They go back, resume their lives, hop back into the rat race. This is what the world does. But we woke, Israel. We woke, and we need to stay woke. Because when we see things like this, brothers and sisters, no, we don't want to take that for granted. That's one thing we do not want to do, is take that for granted. Because the Most High gave us common sense. Now, at one time, the Most High, the curses that was upon us. He said that we would not be able to lift our heads up. And we were not. When we tried to lift our head up, it was met with a great deal of fury. It was. When you start looking them into the eye to eye, they want you to drop your head. But now, when the Most High said there's enough, and said raise your head up, whoo, brothers and sisters, what you talking about? We rose our head up, all right. We did. We rose them. Now they are dropping their heads. They're trying to figure out why. That's what they're trying to figure out. Hold on, Sister Zenobia. Let me do it this way. You know what, Sister Zenobia? But that's what they do. That's their line of thinking. But then the Most High is telling us, hey, get out. Now, when you start seeing animals do some things, brother, it's time to make that U-turn. It's time to make that U-turn. Because whatever they left, animals, something, this is just me, something of a magnitude is going to hit. That's just my line of thinking. You too, brother Earl, you be safe out there, brother. But this is what I'm saying, brothers, and this is just my encouragement. Let's not take these days for granted. All right, my encouragement, buckle down. Buckle down. Pay attention to everything going around you. Because people are snapping nowadays. They're snapping over some small, minor detail things. And people's mental state is going to get worse, brothers. Because now, granted, the Most High put the warnings in our book for us to look out for. This is what we do now. I mean, granted, the world got the book too, but the world don't too much read. They like to be told. But their religious leaders are not telling these things. They're not telling them these things. They're not. They tell them, hey, you need to pay your tithes and things. That's about it. But as to the last days and things that's supposed to be happening and how we need to be, no, they're not doing that. They're not doing it. The day is going to come, brothers. The day is going to come where religious leaders, and I'm talking about brothers and sisters, they're going to get taken down. And I'm not saying they're lies or whatever. They literally going to be just moved out the way because they're a hindrance to the Most High. That's all they are. Because now I can't say which one of them is doing what and things of that nature, but money has a great deal to do with it. Money has a great deal to do with it. Like Yahushua said, hey, those with money be difficult for them to get into the kingdom. And we know for a fact he's not lying. A big time money-making preacher, it's going to be a difficult thing for him to let go. It's going to be, if he let go, trust and believe, he made a sacrificial sacrifice. But the Most High said it's going to be a very difficult thing. And that's letting us know for the vast majority of religious leaders are not going to give up their position lightly. That's what it's saying to us. These last days, brothers, I'm telling you, this is something I will say that we should not take for granted. The Most High say, get out of her, brothers. Think about it and be about it. It's these days going. I know good and well this thing. All right. These days, I tell you, brothers, let's not complicate our lives. Let's be on point when it comes to that. A lot of things in the world, they said this here, that there. Brother, please. Haphazardly spending like we used to do. I kid you not, I did it. But I was spending like $1,000 a week on clothes for me and my son. Closet just packed over clothes. Dressers packed over clothes. Shoes all over the floor. And I tripped and fell on one of them. I was like, man. And I looked down and I said, man, where I know? It just, while I was down there, I looked at all of those gym shoes, dress shoes, son, the same way. I just looked at that stuff. Is all this stuff necessary? And that's what I had to come to grips with. I had to literally come to grips with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just something about us. When I say us, I'm talking about black people. It's like we like looking good. I don't care if we just going to work. You want to look good at work. It's just something. It's just something about us and clothing, looking. I don't know what it is, but we have that in us. But now with that, brothers, with what governments are doing, now we have to be more grounded when it comes to excessive spending or unnecessary spending, put it that way. Because now we understand what the world is doing. We understand that we are hated. They will laugh in your face and will cut up your back. This is the world. And we have, well, with this awakening, we came to understand that. I don't care how soft they talk or whatever. No, they're gonna hem you up. They will hem you up because you still have that woe of that hatred that's still upon us. We still have that. That's one thing we still have. And only the Most High is going to remove that. And scripturally speaking, and it appears that is not going to come off until after Satan comes out of his abyss of the 1,000 years, because he's going to go to the four corners of the earth, incite them to come back and fight us, and they will bring on Armageddon. That's when the Most High is going to stand up. That's when all the hate is going to be dealt with. So yes, while we're in captivity, you still going to have some hatred from a distance, because they're going to understand one thing. Hey, and let's just say this here also. I seriously believe there's going to be two financial setups. Excuse me. You're going to have one that's going to be the beast system. Then you're going to have ours. When I say this, brothers, I'm talking about, and I'm speaking about, truthfully, we need to be working on ours like yesterday. Truthfully. Because the world, they know, but then they try to be, brave bull, as if they understand how to move money around. They don't understand that. They see it, but they don't understand it. They see it. I just can't believe these Negroes move money like that. And at the same time, when they're thinking they're hurting us, when it comes to the employment of Black people, they're hurting themselves. That's what they're doing. Why do I say that? We used to being broke. They not. When they money get funny, somebody's jumping out of the high-rise building. They do not want our life, what we may have experienced. They do not want it. They do not want to even have they don't even want to think about it. Well, what year was that? 2008, when the home industry collapsed and everything. People out here got a $500,000 mortgage, and the house is upside down. Whew. Man, please. I have never seen so many people committing suicide, and the stress level was they was having heart attacks and strokes because of the stress. What makes you think this world want to see that? They don't want to see it. They want to live a life according to their way of life. It's not going to get down that way. And this is the reason why I say, brothers, we need to be thinking about our form of money or income. We know how to move it. Don't get me wrong. We know how to move it, but we don't want to move money while we're in captivity. That's one thing we don't want to do. We know that from the word go. I mean, what? We move money, excuse me. If we move money while we're in captivity, that that money is not really truthfully serving for our benefit. But when you can move money, when you off in a wilderness, set apart from the world, because that's what the wilderness is. Notice how he's taking us from captivity, put them back in their own land. This is the reason why I say, scripturally speaking, it would appear that there's going to be it's going to be a beast system, and then we're going to have our system. Period. We're no part of that system. The world that went out here and got itself hemmed up. When it's all over said and done, that's what they did. They went out there and got themselves hemmed up, talking all this little brave, bad, and stuff and everything, knowing that everything that they have in this, while we're in captivity, everything came from us. And brothers, before we get out of here, before we leave here, we will give them one last dance move. Now, what it's going to be, I don't know, but it's going to be groovy. It's going to be groovy, and it's going to be something that the world is going to jump on, and that's going to be the last move they're going to see from people of color. Because right now, the world, hey, you got the Asian, you got the whole nation around here trying to get moves together, put a little swag in anything. But we're going to do it one more time. It's going to be the last time. It's going to be the last time. We're going to be in a position where we're moving our income on our continent. That's where we're heading to. And at the same time, you told me with this the greater exodus, the scriptures, states, hey, these people will be leaving with some things. But brothers and sisters, my encouragement is this: let's not leave rich and still get hemmed up in the wilderness. Because our forefathers did. They was rich, and then they still got hemmed up, complaining against the Most High. Because truthfully, this is where we're at right now. Right now, this is what we are standing at right now. Like a second Exodus, right there in front of our face, because all the other scriptures are being fulfilled. They're being fulfilled right now. We got all this stuff happening behind us. We got this door right here. We just waiting for the door to open up. That's what we're waiting for. Waiting for that door to open up. Walk on right through. Leave out of here. You leaving you leaving captivity with more than what you came with. A whole lot more, matter of fact. A whole lot more than what you came with. The thing about brothers, and this is just my encouragement that we really hold on to this. We look at the history of our forefathers and we know exactly how we should walk, how we need to behave, how we need to watch that tongue. When brothers are put in place as overseers, how we have to make sure that we maintain respect for that person, because that's the person the Most High put right there to do whatever he needs to do. Period. Now, if you got a particular, we ain't finna go down that road. Let me leave that one alone. But this is what we should be doing. It's just not we just leaving captivity. You got to guard your steps while you walking out of captivity. Although we may be in our own land, you still got to be on your P's and Q's. Because what you say can get you hemmed up. And at the same time, now let's not forget this. A person may murder somebody here, and the courts may say you got 20 years in jail. The laws don't say that. You kill somebody, and it was out of spitefulness. The Most High don't wait no 20 years for you to lose your life. You take care of it right then, brother. If we going back to the laws, what make you think we're gonna set up some of Babylon's law to the Most High's law? He don't make mistakes. That's how to keep crime down. You took somebody's life, your life need to be taken right then and there. Now, if it's accidental, then they have the city of refuge that they can run to. But he had to run fast because the next of kin can still run after him and take his life. But once he reached that city of refuge, he cannot touch him. He got to go through the elders. Then they go to have their investigation to find out, did you have any argument with this person or animosity or whatever? That's all they're going to be looking at. And if they see that it was an accident, he got to stay, and he had to stay there, I think for, no. What was it, 7 years? Until, I think it was the high priest had to die. And then he was free from that. He can move about. I got to go back and look at it. But I do know that, Sister Zenobia, yeah, by your words, you'll be condemned. I just hope that, because it would appear to me, now, this is just me, and I've seen some other brothers and sisters talking about it. I didn't hop on it, into the chat or nothing. I was just listening to what they were saying. And all I'm saying, we're right here at this Exodus. But along with the Exodus, brothers, along with it, we know what we're going to be leaving with. You ain't going to be busted leaving. My thing is this. Be on your P's and Q's because you know exactly what's about to happen, what you're about to walk into. You're going to have a conflict. We're not going to see eye to eye, but we can maintain respect. We can maintain respect. That's one thing we can do. But if you go be that person, like I'm going to use you myself. I'm up here and I'm talking to Sister Zenobia. And I'm right here gossiping with Sister Zenobia. I bring Sister Zenobia in on the conversation that Dave said something to me. All right? So I'm talking to Sister Zenobia. I like, what Dave said this stuff. I don't know why he said that little stupid stuff. He always flipped at the mouth. So I'm getting some stuff started right. And I'm trying to get her, emotionally on my side. And that's what we do right down to this very day. We sit right here and we'll talk about a person, bring them in, and we go dress it up. We go dress it up in order to get that person's emotions to listen to you and to start to feel for you. That can be a very dangerous thing. The last thing I need somebody to do, wear my emotions. That's the last thing I need. And that's the thing we have to be very mindful of. I mean, what? We seen what Moses was doing. Moses didn't want the position. It's like the Most High, like, no, you go take this position. The Most High, you go do this here. You go do that there. But his brothers, although they thought they was complaining against Moses. Oh, you think the Most High only talks to you and everything, so and so, so and so, so and so? That's jealousy. And brothers, we had that right down to this very day. Same old jealous people. Yeah, we Israel. We Israel. Down to the bone. Down to the bone. But we're seeing what we're about to step into. if you're seeing what we're about to step into, there's some things you don't want to bring with you. It's some things, brothers, if it means that you have to work on it right now, so be it. If you got to destroy something that you know for a fact that can get you hemmed up, work on it. When I'm confronted with a situation, I try not to get emotionally attached to what that's being said, because I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to give you, it's good this way. I was out and about, me and my friend, and she started talking all smart to this girl. And I'm like, man, I said, why don't you leave that woman alone? That woman ain't did nothing to you. No, that's the way she looking at, I'm like, the way she looking at you. And I'm like this. I told her, I said, look here now, if they want me to get out that car and start beating you down, you know good well I'm not jumping in no fight. I mean, what? That's just me. Now, if the circumstances was different, it'd be different. Well, you go out there and you start a fight, man, not living. You ain't go, man, please, I'm not gonna waste no energy. No. You may need that discipline upon yourself. I would try to calm it down, but you went out here picking a fight, and that's what they did with Moses. They was picking up. Well, they called themselves picking a fight with Moses, but in essence, they was picking up. They started a fight with the Most High. That's what they did. That's all our forefathers did, was start a fight with him. They needed some water. They know good and well Moses did not have the power within himself to bring no water, but they knew that Moses had the power to speak to the Most High. So instead of them holding that respect, they complained. Complaining got them hemmed up. Some of them got laid down. Brothers, we're about to step out of here with stuff in your pockets. You're about to leave. This generation is about to leave captivity. This generation. We made the U-turn. Now we got to go through the wilderness. Some of us got to get purged out. But we made the U-turn. This is the road that the Most High got us on, that's going to lead to his kingdom. Period. That's where it's leading to. Now, you can hop off that road if you want to. That's your business. But like the Most High said, choose life so that you continue to live. Choose life so that you can continue to live. But when the Most High said he got to purge out some people, so that right there let you know some will get purged out. Period. Some going to be, you will have brothers and sisters in position. And if that, and that's the Most High's decision for that person to be there, the thing that we need to do next is respect it. Because when you don't respect that person's position, it ain't that person that you disrespecting. It's the Most High. And we've seen that. We have biblical proof. You go through the book of Judges, see what Israel was doing. Now, we seen Israel start off as a kingdom. But as time went on, they got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. We're the ones that's raising our hands now. We're Israel, the ones that are raising our hands, who did not know that we was Israel. We did not know that we all share the same bloodline. And the Most High woke us up. When I say, brother, we made that U-turn, we made that U-turn. This is that generation that made that U-turn. That's who we are. We're not going further and further down now. Oh, we're moving on up. Literally moving up in the direction that the Most High wanted us to go from the word go. This is where we are at. These are our steps. We're doing something that's a majority of our forefathers, it's like they refuse to do. I tell you. Whoo, brothers. Let us keep that in mind. This Exodus is brother, I can't put no date on it. Well, it's like we just standing right there waiting for the door to open, like it's Black Friday. Everybody standing at the front door want to knock people over just for them to get some material things. And we seen that stuff. I don't know how bad it was this year. I don't too much keep up with it, but I do back in the days. Everybody want to run to the electronics aisle and pick up TVs and everything, knocking people over and everything. The world loves seeing that dumb stuff. They loved it. People sleep in front of the stores all night long. That's how we stand at the door right now. Not saying we're gonna knock people over and things, but we just have anticipation based on scriptures. That's what we have. And our spirit is standing at the door because we want to say, hey, leave from here, go there. That's what we want. But we got to move with a soundness of mind. That's what we got to do. Well, you know what, Sister Zenobia, let me tell you something. They starting to understand the strength. See, now they messing with us. And when I say I'm talking about across the board, they messing with us. And see, like I said, the unemployment, for us is high. Oh, you know what? Let me tell you something. They're not going to report it. At least not now. Because when you mess with us so much, and then with this awakening, what wisdom is kicking in. Oh, all righty. They love it when we move money around, but then they want to lay us off. Start laying them off. Start laying them off, brothers. Excuse me. Start laying them off. When they cut back, you cut back. So you give them what they put out. They thinking they can continue to, manipulate black people. Keep them over here. No. Times have changed. They changed. Yeah. Black people, they boycotted Black Friday. And they trying to boycott what else? Christmas shopping and things of that nature. They understanding brothers again. Here we go again. The strength of the tongue. The strength of the tongue. They feeling it now. They are literally feeling the strength of your tongue. They can't take it. They cannot take this. Now, when they come out with the numbers, and things of that nature. They talking about they was expecting so many billions or whatever. If they come back and talk about they reached their goal, they lying. They lying. Because what black people do lately, and this is what these companies do, they wait. And when I was working for AT&T, they will wait to the end of the close to the end of the year, November, December, to lay technicians off. And it just wasn't AT&T. I'm talking about all these big companies. It's like they get a kick out of it. But now, when they do something, lay them off. And how you lay them off? You don't buy. You do not buy. Brothers, who do you think was the first? Who started the stock market? Who do you think they started with? Who? You think it was a TV, a radio, a car? You better say Israel. It started with Israel. That's how the stock market got started. We are some very important people. Very important people. The Most High said, woe to those that rejoices in Jacob's fall. And the world has been rejoicing for some years, hundreds of years. From the time of 70 CE. Well, we can go before then. But every nation that took our forefathers into slavery got dealt with. This nation and other nations where we may stand, the same thing is about to happen globally. Globally, it's about to happen. Yes, the world got itself hemmed up. They rejoiced in our woes. Matter of fact, they added to our woes. Everything has been written down. Everything. The Most High knows all of his people that got dealt the blow. All the people that was laid down by the hands of different nations, people. He knows it. And he go judge on it. He's going to pay out judgment. Hold on to that, brothers. We are very important people. The world making us feel like we stupid, like we losing our minds. And unbeknownst to them, they're the one who's losing their minds. When their God is under stress, he don't have time to concentrate on his minions. He's under stress. He got things going on. He's understanding Israel is about to leave from up under his nose. They're about to come out of his system. That's what he knows. You brothers, I don't even think I can go. We're very important people. We need to move like it. And we got to think like that. We're very important. It's the reason why we go through the things we go through. We made that U-turn, brothers. This Israel. We're Israel. We made that U-turn. And we start walking in the line that the Most High has already had right there set. We woke up, called religion a lie, and said, we need to rectify some things. And we started doing it. Books they took out of our Bible, we started putting that back. This is what the Most High always wanted to see. Now it has come to pass. We made that U-turn. We're walking, thinking, talking, and being about these laws. As with the holy days. That's what the Most High always wanted to see. And when I say, brothers, you all made the Most High heart flooded. Yes, it did. For us to make that U-turn, to wake up and to accept it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we did it. We accepted it. We accepted what our forefathers said and did. And we understood why we was cursed. We accepted that. Oh, and to say that you are a descendant of slaves, we accepted that. That's what the Most High calls repentance. That's what he wanted to see from Israel. And on top of that, you didn't even know you was Israel until the Most High woke you up. But when you woke up, you seen all these things, you start repenting. We did this, we did that. Are you for real? And we woke up from it. We accepted it. This is what the Most High said. If my people just turn around. Brothers, we made that U-turn. We made that U-turn. Brothers, continue to put the Most High on high, because it's by means of his grace. It is by means of his grace that we are woke. And let's not take it for granted. Let's not take our brothers and sisters for granted. We're standing, like I said, at the door of an exodus. You're seeing so many things happening now. Don't get me wrong, brothers. And some of this stuff may be true and whatever. I don't know, but what do they call it? 3 atlas or whatever. And then you have all of this, the volcanoes. Brothers, all of this is supposed to happen all at one time. But hey, we still cannot get so occupied with it. And we miss what we got to stay on this road. Us being on this road, brothers, this is just not for us in our way of life. It's not, no. Israel, you're saving some people on this planet outside of your family by means of your faithfulness. The Most High is going to judge. He's going to judge. He's going to judge. And we the one who set an example of what we should and should not do. We lived it. We seen the anger of the Most High. We lived it. And this is what we have to turn over to the world. You don't want to do this here. Don't do this here. Don't do that. We know it. We know that down like the back of our hands, brothers. But let us continue to encourage one another. That's what we need to do. Continue to encourage one another. Brothers, you may not see eye to eye with a brother or sister. Hey, be friends from a distance. I mean, everybody's just not gonna, we all got different personalities. But hey, some of that can still be put in check. They're still your brother. They're still your sister. Brothers and sisters, you all be safe out there. And keep your head on the swivel. There's a whole lot of things going on in this world. A whole lot of things. And it's easy to get sidetracked. It's very easy. But let us stay on this road that we made this U-turn. We are literally walking in the direction the Most High wants us to walk in now. That's the beauty of it. We turned around and we repented. And we continue to walk towards him. That's all the Most High wanted to see. On that note, brothers and sisters, you all continue to enjoy your day. Always think about the Most High. Walk on water. Attack your flesh in order to strengthen up your spirit. Shalom.